Good morning, miners. This is Gracia Sanchez for the Prospector News Weekly. Today's date is October 6, 2017. As we are in the middle of homecoming festivities, the oldest building at UTEP would celebrate its 100th anniversary. The celebration for Old Main will start at 12:30 p.m. today at its outdoor entrance.
We're asking our alumni, our professors, and students to come out and help us celebrate this wonderful event. Dr. Natalicia will actually speak to the group, welcome them, and invite them into the building so they can share their wonderful stories with us as well.
Make sure to join Dr. Natalicio in Old Main Centennial celebration for UTEP. Following the anniversary event, special tours around campus will be offered as faculty, staff, and students will be leading the way through Heritage House, Lackawanna Cultural Center, Chihuahuan Desert Gardens, the Centennial Museum, 3D Labs from the Engineering Building, among others. The tours will start from 1 to 4 p.m. today, and they will start at the outdoor entrance of the Old Main building. And as the day started with some history about UTEP, homecoming today finishes with the history and memory of 1967, as the College of Liberal Arts will host a roundtable as celebration for their 50th anniversary.
We have 4 roundtable participants who are going to talk about different things. Protests of black athletes, Chamizal resolution, Chicano activism, and the history of the university at that time.
The roundtable will be held from 5 to 6 p.m. tomorrow, October 6th, in room 323 in the Liberal Arts building. And for tomorrow, a mural judging will be taking place at 4 p.m. at Miner Alley.
Their mural is supposed to represent UTEP, represent their team's sub-theme, so all of their teams are using a different TV show from the 90s as their sub-theme. And then just general kind of like 90s style associated with the overall mural.
Coming up next is Gloria Heredia with more events.
The Office of Student Contact and Conflict Resolution has planned a series of activities in honor of the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The theme this year involves building a safer future and striving for a violence-free community. Activities start this upcoming Tuesday, October the 10th, with a peer session called Mentoring Mixer, where students will mentor each other on how they can help create a violence-free campus.
Our students can come in and get information on how they can also be mentored or mentees, specifically focusing on the domestic violence issue. The first half of the event will be targeting civilian students, so students that are not military affiliated. The second half would be targeting our military students, veterans, or military affiliated students here on campus.
It will be from 9 to 4 p.m. on Tuesday, October the 10th in room 312 of the Union East building. The next event during Domestic Violence Awareness Month is the Go Purple Advocacy Fair, being held from 10 to 1 p.m. on Wednesday, October the 11th at the Union Plaza. At the fair, students will have the opportunity to see the art exhibit Unmask Your Story as the main feature of the event.
Some students and also community members, they each decorated masks, so those will be exhibited there at the Advocacy Fair, which tells their own story, and we're calling it Unmask Your Story. So students can see how it has affected them and other students and even their peers.
And also for Wednesday, the English department will host the reading The New World as part of the event of the Liberal Arts 50th anniversary. The author, Dr. Keith Poulet, will read from his new volume of haiku poetry starting at 6 p.m. at the Bloomberg Auditorium located on the first floor of the UTEP Library. And lastly, for Wednesday, the 2017 Centennial Lecture Series continue with Dr. Bruce W. Bunting on Bhutan Development with Values. The talk will start at 4 p.m. at the El Paso Natural Gas Conference Center. And finishing up the events for next week, the Rubin Center will have a reception for Susie Davidoff's art exhibit Simplify World, along with Erika Hart and her Under the Same Sky exhibit.
With these pieces, I started looking at animals and plants that were threatened and endangered. And so it was inspired by something called the Red List, which is a giant list of all the endangered and threatened plants and animals in the world.
The reception will take place from 5 to 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, October the 12th at the Rubin Center. Now, let's go with Mike Flores for upcoming sports.
The UTEP soccer team is going into a weekend that seems to be their toughest set of games yet this season. The first test will be in Denton, Texas, as the Mean Green will be awaiting the Miners at 6 p.m. tonight. The following game, UTEP will travel to Houston to face Rice at noon on Sunday, October the 8th. Both North Texas and Rice come in undefeated in the Conference USA play, with a combined record of 6-0-1. UTEP lost to North Texas last year 1-0, and split with Rice in their 2 meetings last year. And there's so much to look forward to in football this week, as Mike Price's coaching era begins again at 6 p.m. this Saturday at the Sun Bowl, when UTEP welcomes in the defending Conference USA champions, Western Kentucky. It'll be the first time that UTEP hosts the Hilltoppers, and it's also the homecoming game. The Miners are coming in 0-5, but in Price's eyes, the team is 0-0 again. Price previously led the UTEP Miners to 3 bowl games in his career, and was a finalist for the National Coach of the Year in 2004. Speaking of homecoming, it's a national tailgate weekend as the Miners will host their 86th annual homecoming contest. The men's basketball team will be signing autographs before the game, and free schedule posters will be handed out to the fans. For more sports updates, follow us on Twitter at UTEP_Prospector.